smash the like button, and subscribe.
How did you like the tax policy of the last administration?
It was terrible. Every single.
Would you ever vote for it again?
Absolutely not.
Prove to me that you're not a partisan. Prove to me that you're not a partisan hack by saying I, Gregory, wouldn't vote for the tax policy of the last administration, even if it was Trump's tax policy.
This policy or this president is the only president that I voted for in the last 20 years.
Please repeat what I just said. Say I, Gregory, hated the tax policy of the last administration so much that I wouldn't support it, even if it was Trump's.
I'm not going to say that because I don't know what the next policy is going to contain.
No, you just told us that you didn't support the tax policy of the Biden-Harris administration and that you never vote for it again. All that I'm asking you to do is imagine if that wasn't their policy, but it was rather Trump's, thereby you wouldn't support Trump.
I wouldn't support that. If that's what he was pushing, then I wouldn't support it.
Okay, well, it actually was his tax policy in effect all 4 years.
No, that was Biden's policy.
Nope. Nope. It was Donald Trump's. It was Donald Trump's TCJA signed into law in 2018, set to expire in 2025. The Biden-Harris administration made absolutely zero changes to the federal tax code outside of a couple miscellaneous changes, insofar as what you had to report coming through digital forms of payment, such as Venmo or PayPal, and lower thresholds for goods and services being reported in 2021. But 99.9% of the federal tax policy went unchanged from the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. And I mean, you're definitely not taking in any money on like Venmo, PayPal, or other digital forms of transportation of funds. So, I mean, the whole time you were only impacted by what Donald Trump had codified.
I mean, I wasn't impacted by any of it. I work for myself. I own my own business. I won't pay taxes because it's robbery.
You don't pay taxes?
No, absolutely not.
Gregory, you shouldn't be admitting to that
No, I don't care. They can kiss my ass.
Well, no, they can report you to the IRS.
And tell them to come get it. Tell them to come get it. Take the money out of my pocket.
Gregory, they literally will. It's the IRS. You don't f with the IRS.
Yeah. You know what? They can come get it. They can come get it.
How long have you been not paying taxes?
15 years.
How much money do you think you made in the last 15 years?
I'm not willing to make a statement on that.
Quite a bit, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely quite a bit.
Absolutely.
You understand? I think that there's like a finder's fee. Wait. One second. Let me see here. I'm pretty sure there's like a finder's fee here. IRS report some taxes. Let's see here. I don't know. And what's your name? You even have your full name on your account. Where are you from, Gregory?
I'm from my mom. That's where I'm from.
Like what state do you live?
Texas.
So Gregory Gonzalez from Texas. Let's see here. Verifying reporting so whistleblowers guide. Honestly,
me right now.
Yeah, I feel like I could make some money. I think that they actually offer some type of
you know what, man? If me not doing what I'm being told to do offends you, then you know you're more of a pansy than you're letting on to be, bro.
Wait. So the office pays a monetary reward to individuals whose information is used by the IRS. The percentage of the reward falls between 15 and 30% of the proceeds collected and linked to the whistleblower's information. The percentage of a whistleblower receives may vary depending upon the various rewards factors. So if you're telling us that you haven't paid like taxes in like 15 years and you've made a lot of money in the last 15 years, like there's like a chance that like somebody could report you to the IRS and like I'm not even joking, like literally get paid like $50,000 or more, like whatever it is. Like I don't know. Imagine that you made. I bet that you've made like at least a couple $1 million in the last 15 years, right? Right? I mean, you're talking about big ball and big business. Like you're at least doing like a couple 100,000 a year, right?
On that, I will say that everything that I purchased has been taxed. And
that's sales tax, but you don't
exactly. But to me, that's more than enough. You know, you're not reaching in my pocket to take what's already mine because I work for it. You know,
you've never been audited?
No, man. No, I'm
wow.
I'm a special case, man.
Well, I'm not okay. So I'm not going to take the time out of my day to report you. But like, I mean, seriously, if there was somebody watching that felt like reporting this guy, go do it. You can make money. I'm not even gonna lie. And I wouldn't feel bad if I were you either. Okay, he's a Trump supporter. He supports like rule of law. Like I have a question. Do you support mass deportation?
I support the deportation of violent immigrants of any standard.
I know, but what if they don't have like a violent offense?
Then they shouldn't be deported.
I feel like you're just saying that to say it.
Look, I've been in Texas since Texas was Mexico. My family.
No.
My whole
like,
family
your family has?
Yeah, my whole family has.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say like you're not that old.
Texas has been stolen. The United States stole Texas from Mexico. Okay.
Yeah, no, they literally did. That is true.
That's 100% correct. Now, what I'm going to tell you right now is that it is my right as a Texas citizen to be a sovereign citizen and to do what I feel that is necessary for my survival.
Okay. Well, you start off with the right idea. You start off with the idea that you're against mass deportation. And honestly, you might even actually believe that. Like, you may just be like a true sovereign citizen, and that's an infringement upon the sovereign rights of other people. So you may actually be against that. You start off with the right idea. You start off with the idea that, like Texas was stolen by the American government, but then you're yielding the wrong conclusions, man. The conclusion that you therefore don't have to pay taxes, or like, I don't know, what else? You like have a right to sovereignty. That's not true at all.
Taxation is theft.
Do you drive with a driver? Do you have a driver's license?
I haven't applied for a driver's license. In more than 20 years, man. I don't.
Yeah, well, but you think that you do actually have the right to free travel, right?
I absolutely.
yeah. Well, so what do you say when you get pulled over?
I don't say a damn thing.
Because of the Fifth Amendment, right?
I give him the card of my attorney, and then I ask him if I'm free to go.
Right. Can you actually tell us why you think that you have the right to drive without a driver's license?
Because they didn't take away my ability to drive.
Come on. Most sovereign citizens have a better explanation.
It is no longer my ideal to be able to be told what I am allowed and not allowed to do. I can drive because I can drive. I can buy a car because I can buy a car. I can buy a home because I can buy a home. And there is nothing that a driver's license is going to stop me from being able to do. And there's nothing that a driver's license is going to prevent me from doing. I don't care if
you actually are my first sovereign citizen on the live that has been like really open about like these things like ever. I mean, like, I know that people like you exist. Yeah, there's totally a lot of people like you, Gregory. Do you have car insurance?
I have insurance on my business vehicles.
Okay, and that's not because the law mandates it. It's because like you want it.
It's because there's a lot of assholes that don't have insurance, and vehicles are expensive, and everything happes. We need to get vehicles back on the road as quick as possible.
Right, phenomenal. Yeah, it's not because the law mandates it. It's because
absolutely not.
One last thing. Did you vote?
This is the last time that the last election that came. Yes, I did vote, and I used my passport to do it.
Why did you get a passport?
Because I do some bit.
You cave into the system, man. Stop caving into the system.
Because I have to travel overseas.
Dude, come on. You need to be getting like a bay of a cargo ship. Okay, don't cave to the system, man.
Let's not go overboard, man. Let's talk about comfort.
Okay, Gregor, I'm not gonna lie, man. You did admit to tax fraud, and like for the last 15 years in a row, in front of 13,000 people on both TikTok and YouTube.
That's what I got the text about. I thought Santana was texting me about older millennial because he got arrested. Yeah. I actually originally thought the text was about. I literally responded to Santana. I said "OM?" because I had no clue what was going on in the conversation.
Oh, this guy, dude, Parker, you gotta hear this. Did you hear anything?
No, I'm sorry. I was completely disconnected. I'm sorry.
No, bro, you're all good. Well, welcome back. You're coming back at quite the interesting time. This guy's a sovereign citizen that hasn't paid taxes in 15 years.
Oh, Jesus. Wait, so are you saying that like there's no obligation for you to pay taxes based upon the law?
I'm telling you that I will not obligate or allow anyone to reach into my pocket and take what's rightfully mine.
Have you paid sales tax?
Absolutely.
You did say that.
Everything that you buy is taxed.
What about property tax?
I mean, that's one thing that they make me do, only because of the properties that I own. But basically, everything.
Don't they make you pay income tax too?
No, I don't file taxes.
I don't file taxes. Well, I promise you, there's probably something filed out on you.
Dude, especially after admitting to it in front of so many people. And I was reading through the IRS's website. So if you whistleblow on somebody, you get to collect a 15 to 30% finder's fee.
Oh my God, Gene, you should not have said that. Someone's gonna collect the finder's fee on you, Greg.
Well, realistically, I'm not even joking. Like somebody could find out more about him, report his information to the IRS, and if the IRS audits him, determines he hasn't paid taxes, and collects from him, I mean, like 10 to 15% of all the money that he's made over the last 15 years. Like, I mean, he's saying that he owns properties.
Well, actually, let's ask him this question. Gregory, how do you feel about enforcement of the law? Do you think that undocumented immigrants should be deported just because they're in the country undocumented?
He doesn't, actually. I asked him that too.
Surprising. Okay, you know what?
No, that's actually like he's like a true sovereign citizen. A true sovereign citizen does disagree with mass deportation.
So then why do you support Trump?
Because it feels like they don't want him to be president for a reason.
Who's that?
The marionettes of the world.
What do you mean? What do you mean the marionettes of the world? What does that mean?
The pullers of the strings, man.
Who's the? Can you tell me who that is?
I'm not at liberty to discuss in that depth.
What do you mean? Why not? Why are you not at liberty to discuss? Do you plead the fifth?
I do.
Why?
Because he has the sovereign right to plead the fifth.
Well, I just want to let you know on this live you don't. On this live you don't. So welcome to.
You can't physically make me say it.
You're right. Yes, we can.
This is the Dean Withers show. We're going to telepathically cause you to say it.
To be fair, that's the funniest shit I ever heard, man. Good luck with that.
Dude, I'm totally fine with just like sharing a laugh with Gregory down here, and like honestly just like having some fun, because this guy is gonna face the consequences of his actions. Like I don't need to hold him accountable. Like dude, like the IRS is gonna hold him accountable. I have no obligation to do any work with Greg here. I say we just have a quick laugh with.
Well, since Donald Trump defunded the IRS, who knows? Maybe he'll get away with it.
You know, the thing of it is when things are not in my name and they're in the name of corporations, I don't own any properties.
Does Downtown Motor Company ring any bell for you?
I don't own anything personally. Everything is owned by the corporations that I own.
He didn't respond to my question. Does Downtown Motor Company ring a bell? Oh, you're fucked! Oh, Greg! Oh, dude! Oh, Gregory! Oh, man! Oh, Greg! Oh, I actually kind of feel bad, dude. But honestly, if I gotta pay taxes, so do you, motherfucker. So do you.
Don't be jelly, man.
He's laughing, bro. What?
I'm the furthest thing away from jealous right now. Wow. Okay. Like, what do you guys? Okay. So, like, the next year of your life, what is it gonna look like? So somebody's going to submit that complaint. Like Lord of the Flies with, honestly, whoever's getting to the complaint first. It's Lord of the Flies at this point. It's just like everybody's fighting for it. And then you'll have the IRS audit you. The IRS will look at your businesses. They'll look at your bank accounts. They'll look at your like change in like gross income on a month by month basis. And then they'll look at your reported annual taxable.
And you're gonna owe the money back with interest.
Dude, you're gonna oh my god, dude, you're gonna owe so much money because you were saying that you own like cars and trucks and properties.
Well, he's gonna be selling them.
Like that's Gregory.
You know, we'll burn that bridge when we get there.
What's your next step? Because I'm not gonna lie. Like you're likely I'd say you're definitely on your way to the audit. So what are you gonna do if the IRS does audit you and then they send you a bill for like $500,000? Like what are your next steps?
They can send me a bill all they want. I'll just put it in there with the rest of the paperwork that don't mean shit, right there next to the toilet.
Okay, so you're right. So the paper doesn't mean shit. So
but then you start garnishing wages, bro. He's cooked.
Yeah, so Parker, what comes after that? What comes after that? What comes after What comes after they send him to the building, he doesn't pay it? What does the IRS do next? Honestly, is there any tax person or accountant watching the live that could come up and tell us about it? Like I'm being like dead ass. Like there's like 10,000 people in the TikTok live right now. There has to be at least like one accountant that is like ready and like would be willing to come up here and have a conversation about like what the hell is going to happen to Gregory.
I'm sorry.
Like,
Greg, I'm sorry. Like, why do you think this is a good idea, bro? Come on.
What do I think? What's a good idea?
To not pay taxes.
Because they didn't earn it.
What do you mean they didn't earn it? That's not how taxes work.
I don't give a good goddamn how the it's supposed to work.
Greg, I'm sorry. You sound like a 15-year-old, right? That is like, I don't want to pay taxes at all. I'm not gonna do it because they can't tell me what to do. We live in society, bro. We live in society.
Hey, wait, very seriously, real quick. I need to pause it. I need to pause it real quick. There's 10,000 people on the TikTok live stream. There's a likelihood that at least one person watching the live, works for the IRS. Does there happen to be an IRS agent in here right now? And if so, can you just put in the chat like me?
No way. IRS agent versus person who hasn't filed taxes in 15 years. They should put this guy on Jubilee, dude. Seriously, this guy could have a whole episode about himself.
Now all of a sudden everybody's an IRS agent.
Yeah, you see how it's all BS, man. Nobody's gonna. It's just nonsense,
dude.
Man.
He's on a live in front of like 15,000 people. He's like, no one's gonna get me.
You know what? They can come try. They can do whatever they want to do, and I'm just gonna stand in there looking at them with my finger in the air. All right, man, you think you can do that too? And you know, when the next customer cashes out, and I have my hand there, and they put the cash in my hand, it ain't gonna be no different.
Wait, how many years have you gone without paying taxes?
Oh, then also I just want to point this out here for everybody watching the live. Please don't like leak any of his information. You know, like I said earlier, like I like somebody's definitely gonna file a report against this guy, and like yeah, that's gonna happen. But don't leak any of his information like publicly. Like I'm being like serious, you guys. Like he is like about to face the consequences of his actions. Like I say, like honestly, like the goal here, like at least from my perspective, isn't to like really be that mad at this guy. Might try to hold him accountable for myself. Or be like vindicative or like advocate for doxing him. Because, dude, he is going to face the music. I am not kidding. He's going to face the full force of the IRS. let's leave the vindication, the anger, and all of that to the IRS. Like honestly, I think that he seems like he's hanging out on this live and he's answering our questions. I honestly just kind of want to treat this as like a little bit of like a journalist opportunity. Yeah, almost.
Can I actually ask a question, Gregory? How many years have you gone without paying taxes?
More than 15.
More than 15 years. Okay. I have a question. What is your have you been making like a lot of money during this time, or has this just been like you run businesses? You said you owned real estate property.
I'm not going to answer that.
So you make a lot of money, and you haven't paid taxes on that lot of money.
I mean, taxes come out of every. You see, what you're not understanding is when you put your money in a bank, they tax that every time that you use it. It's maybe a fraction of a percent or a fraction of a cent. But what you don't realize is that every time that you use money, move money, then you are definitely being robbed every opportunity that they get.
I think I found somebody that's going to collect that finder's fee. William with the $10 over on PayPal says, cyber expert here. Gregory has been reported by my company. You've been taken care of. Thank you for the help, Dean.
You can get it too, bro. Come get it. Come and get it, bro.
Wait, I have a question. Like, are you ready to go to legal war?
Bro, I've been at war with this country for more than 25 years, sir.
You've been at war with the United States of America?
Absolutely.
Okay, how so?
That's none of your business.
What do you mean? You just said on a live that I'm on that you are at war with the United States of America. Please explain to me how so.
That is my business and my prerogative.
No, just tell me. I'm just asking. Can you answer the question? Like, why specifically, or how? What led to you being at war with the United States of America?
Because when I gave my oath, I promised to defend this country from all enemies, foreign and domestic.
And you voted for Donald Trump?
Absolutely, I did.
Okay, didn't he call for the termination of the Constitution? Didn't he say that the court system was wrong when 60-plus courts indicated no sufficient evidence to overturn the election, plus the ones that held him liable for abuse and convicted him of 34 felonies?
I really want like a tax lawyer here, guys.
Like, what about that? Are those anti-American things, or like?
No, but you can point your finger at anybody, and the powers that be can make it look bad no matter what you're doing. You know, you don't have to be a criminal to be accused, or even
he is a criminal.
Also, yeah, Bane, hop in the queue.
You don't have to be a criminal to be able to accuse.
He literally is a criminal.
You know, so am I. So are you.
I'm not a criminal.
I beg to differ.
Really? How am I a criminal?
Because I can almost guarantee that you are doing something behind the scenes of any day that you can choose. That's whatever you want to do, whether it's speeding or whether you're.
I speed on the highway. You know what? Everyone in LA does that because you go the speed of the highway. You're like everyone else on the highway. Of course, I speed in LA. And now the cops aren't going to pull me over for speeding because they don't enforce that, right? At that level of speeding that everyone engages in on the highway. That's how LA works.